Physically, I'm a dream. Emotionally, I'm a mess.
You might want to take a pause before you poke this bear. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear, and welcome to The Real Housebears.
Podcaster.
Oh yeah, you're
Podcaster.
Wow, with Italian girls.
Italian girl. Yes, that is.
No, I said you're with the Italian girls.
Oh, I'm with the Italian girls. I thought you said, I like the Italian girls.
I know that you're into Italian girls.
I love Italian
you're
girls.
into Italian girls.
My best friend is Italian. Shout out to my friend Nikki.
Yeah, show them how Italian girl does it.
Nikki, I hope you're listening. We need the listeners.
Nikki D.
It has been a pretty wild week in the Bravo universe.
Lots of stuff happening.
Again, Bravo adjacent. Big Shot with Bethany. We had 2 more episodes this week.
Oh my gosh, and it's almost over already.
I know.
I'm very
next
upset.
week's the last episode or episodes.
I don't know. All she needs more. She needs more assistance. This show needs to keep on going.
Yes. She's been releasing they've been releasing 2 episodes a week, which has been really satisfying to watch, but so sad that it's going so quickly.
Yeah, I'm a little upset by that.
Yeah.
We finished 2. We just finished that show Invincible. That's not part of Bravo or anything, but it is on Amazon Prime, and it's an animated cartoon, but for adults, and it's about superheroes. It was really, really good. We binge watched it. It scarred Bear a little bit.
I mean, how did we actually find time to watch TV this week?
I don't know. We had to binge watch it the one day we had free.
And then straight on Bravo was the situation in Dallas this week.
Mm-hmm, because it's the Dallas reunion.
Well, I really hope there's another season of Dallas because, first of all, I love my Housewives in general, and I love Tiffany Moon.
I really love Tiffany Moon.
Tiffany Moon was not playing with nobody during the reunion. She had no time for anyone's nonsense.
Especially Cameron's.
Yeah, and then on social media, I will be really surprised if there's another season and Cameron is asked back.
Yeah.
I mean, for Bravo to have to make an official statement on behalf of Tiffany Moon and the people of her culture, that's pretty major because of especially Cameron's husband and brother-in-law, I believe, were saying on social media.
Yeah, it was very messy. I'm not interested.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm just really surprised that we still have to have talks about racism. I'm surprised that how is racism still a thing? How are there people so ignorant?
I mean, people are still prejudiced. They're still like the Midwest and those Bible Belt, they are still stuck on that one-track mind.
Listen, it's nationwide. It's nationwide.
It's everywhere you go, you get racism.
Yeah, you can't, and it just still so surprises me that people even care.
Well, all you can do is support them, not the racists, but is support people of color and different nationalities and different genders.
Yeah.
It's up to us to stand up for.
Mind your own damn business.
Seriously,
quit worrying what other people are doing.
Go back home, Carl. No one cares. You haven't left the house in 20 years. No one cares about what you have to say.
Change the subject.
What we care about is what's happening in New Jersey right now.
Yes, it's New Jersey.
The finale.
It went by pretty fast.
You know what? It really snuck by me.
It did. It went by really fast, but I don't think there was a lot of conflict in this season.
I think also most seasons of especially Jersey and some of the more well-known and well-watched Housewives, I think they normally have way more episodes. Mm-hmm. I think this season was cut short because of COVID.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
I think I've even read that, this season was definitely way shorter than the other ones, but because of COVID. Mm-hmm. But I feel like out of all the cities that were in COVID, like Orange County last season, Atlanta this season, and New Jersey this season, I feel like New Jersey really was the least COVID-centric and easier to consume for me.
Okay.
Because we're all living it. I'm tired of watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So I felt like New Jersey really handled that pretty well, where they made everyone look safe and everyone was being tested, but I wasn't constantly having more COVID thrown down my face.
Yeah, well, luckily we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel with this whole COVID stuff. So hopefully life will get back to normal and we won't And I'm honestly, I'm going to be a little bit shocked to see people without masks nowadays. Because I'm so used to it now. Like, I'm going to be, like, I went to the gym for the first time, and they're not requiring any masks last week.
I know. And I'm going to be a little bit sad, though, when I have to wake up early and go to the grocery store, and my beard is in, like, all kinds of crazy directions, and I can't just put on a mask.
All those people that have been getting, like, serious play because these masks have been covering up the bad parts of their faces, they're probably all like, damn. It was good while it lasted. I got laid like crazy. I got hit on every day. It was awesome.
Yes, a beard is hair that you can't put in a ponytail. So
you can't put a hat over it either.
You can't, seriously. And so when you wake up with morning beard, you're like, thank God I can put on a mask. Maybe I'll just make like decorative masks fashionable. I don't know. People are going to be over it. Well, what they're not over is seeing Teresa happy. Let's go ahead and get into this week's episode.
This one's called House of Horrors. Hence me wearing my Halloween shirt because I love Halloween.
I made it another week with a Madonna shirt.
You go, Madonna.
Erotica era Madonna.
Hi, Madonna.
Romance. So Louis and Teresa are romancing it up this episode.
He looks so nervous. His face is beet red the entire time.
I have probably 8 notes about how red he is.
I mean, he's just like, it looks like he's about to burst at one point.
I mean, think about what a huge deal it would be to be on camera for the first time.
To be dating Teresa, the queen of Housewives.
So Louis is finally revealed, and I have to look at Teresa in that outfit one more episode. When I started, I was like, man.
Are you in Frankie Pants mode?
I liked his outfit.
Oh, he looked very handsome. He looked very, very handsome.
It was weird that he asked her if he could take his jacket off. I was like, what?
I thought that too. I was like, would that normally offend someone? Or was it about, it's important how I look on camera?
Well, hey, if you look like John Hamm and you look great in a suit, but you take that suit off and you got tiny chicken arms, I have problems with it.
I like a guy with big hands who could grab you.
So that's the only time I'm like, keep the jacket off.
You didn't. Yeah.
I love big arms on guys. Like when there's a big, broad-shouldered, handsome guy in a suit, he takes the suit off and he's got chicken arms. I'm like, oh, fantasy over.
Well, I guess Louis passed the inspection. Is he grade A poultry?
I honestly didn't look. I couldn't stay away from his face. It looked like he ate like a raspberry from Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and he was blowing up into a raspberry slowly.
I think that Louis is very handsome, but I think he looks better in pictures than he does on the TV camera. Like the social media pictures they post, I think he's always very handsome.
That's like 5 or 10 pounds.
Well, I don't think he looks thicker.
In the face.
Maybe that's what it is. But he's very much of a gentleman.
Very much. And he is head over heels in love with this woman.
He touches her at all times. He's either got his hand on her back or holding her hand. He's touching her the whole entire time.
And she's just glad that she can get along with somebody so easily, unlike her ex, Joe, which is so funny because every single time they do a flashback of Joe, it's always those 2 scenes.
Same 2 scenes over
every
and over
single
and
time.
over.
And I'm like, poor Joe, he's just getting railed.
Yeah. Well, poor Joe, my ass. Anyway,
yeah, that's true.
Louis has 2 sons, and Teresa seems really excited to put those families together.
Especially because I have 4 daughters.
Yeah, like have her own Brady Bunch.
Her 4 daughters.
4 daughters in that home.
Her 4 daughters.
Our 4 daughters.
And did you notice he says daughters too?
Yes. I mean, most of them do.
Yeah.
I think Melissa says daughter. I think they all say daughter.
I think they all say daughter.
Louis doesn't eat vegetables.
I know. I do like that he eats fries, but I don't like that he doesn't eat vegetables. But he looks fit.
Yeah, he looks. Well, I'm sure he just doesn't overeat, and I'm sure he's conscious of that type of thing.
He's like 1 green bean today. Nom 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 nom.
That's what Teresa gets for dating a younger guy.
That's true.
He's not old enough to appreciate his vegetables yet.
And they're just like head over heels with each other, and then he asks for a kiss, and he takes 2 kisses too many in a public scenario.
I didn't like any of that, to be honest with you.
Ew, this is disgusting.
I was not.
Like, even she was like it seemed like she was smiling because she was uncomfortable because he kept going back for more kisses and more kisses. And he's like, are we going to make out right now in public?
I didn't like the getting up to kiss her. I didn't get the standing there and making out what seemed like for 10 minutes. Louis, I love how you guys are like obviously very honeymoon phase and that's cute. But no, don't do that again.
I'm fine with PDA, but not too much PDA.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, you're not going to start taking her clothes off on the table right here, mister.
I mean.
Bend her over and let somebody stick it in already, would you?
Well, you know what? It seems like they might really be taking it slow.
It sounds like they are, because he didn't kiss her until the third date.
I mean, maybe Teresa really is hesitant, as she says, and maybe he's just really being a gentleman. Maybe we were wrong. No, but then again,
No. There's too much gallons of pineapple. There's too much tasting. Mouth play is still sex.
Just admit it. You get in the pussy fed.
Yeah, I'm sure they've gone. Yeah, you're right. Enter Frank yelling, "Dolores!"
It's Frank and Dolores.
Every time he enters the house.
Every single time. I love it.
Dolores is trying on Halloween costumes for the dogs. That was cute.
I love that.
Then switch to Jennifer Aiden decorating for Halloween.
Her mansion, and she gives out full-size candy bars, people.
That is, she's right, you know.
Did you ever go to the really rich neighborhoods to get full-size candy bars?
I don't think I did, to be honest with you.
Well, I grew up in Sparks. There wasn't really a real nice neighborhood. So there was one house in this neighborhood that was super far off the block that gave out real-size candy bars. And a Pepsi.
What? Mm-hmm. You better work. I'd walk up that long driveway.
Oh, yeah, that Pepsi cooled you right down on the way down.
I agree. Cold Pepsi at that even.
It was amazing, yeah.
Jackie and her kids are carving those pumpkins, like those dollar store pumpkin
those
carving.
2-cent saws that she's trying to cut the base of the
they're
top
crap.
of.
They don't work.
Have you ever cut into a pumpkin, honey?
No. I mean, I don't know what the remedy is to do it with kids and not have them cut themselves with a knife.
You do it. I always had somebody else cut the top of the lid off for me.
Yeah,
but then you do the little dots and stuff, and then you do the saw through it.
It was funny to watch. I was afraid that they were.
I was waiting for one of the kids to scream out.
Right. And then finally, cut to Margaret and Joe B trying to frantically finish the house before Joe's Halloween birthday bash.
That's too much stress. I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, Joe says that he never gets in panic mode, but he looks stressed. Like he can't hide it.
Yeah, he looks like he's like, listen, we got too much stuff to do in 4 days.
Joe, you have to get all of this work done for your own birthday party.
Joe, do it now.
For you.
Joe, do it.
It's 10 a.m. I need a drink.
But I mean, the end result is, I think, stunning. It might not be everyone's flavor, but I think it's
If you could throw that many textures and textiles and colors and shapes together and have it look good, I applaud that.
I agree. And then, again, all of this right before the first commercial break was just scene after scene after scene after scene. Mm-hmm. But Melissa and Joe are in the kitchen. All of the kids are just staring at their phones. But I was like, Melissa Gorga, are you asking your kids to be off their phone for 2 full hours?
2 hours? Do you know you have to deal with those kids in that meantime?
And that means you can be on your phone for 2 full hours, too.
Where's Envy going to go?
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm working, it's hard for me to not be off my phone for 2 hours.
If I had kids, I'd be like, go play on your phone. It's fine.
Right. There's still tension between Melissa and Joe, and I really am not enjoying it.
It's irritating. Well, Joe just feels left out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line of it.
And he's not explaining himself very well to be like, listen, I used to go to all these events with you. Now I don't go to events. Can you just include me in your life instead of being like, I need you home so that you can take care of me because I need attention. No, you be a part of her life because you feel like you're not a part of it right now. That's
Neither of them are able to speak in details or specifics of specifically what they need and specifically what is wrong.
Yeah.
They're having a really hard time communicating. Everything that we're seeing on camera are all these very broad generalizations. And instead of saying, how about when specific thing A happens, then specific thing B is something that we can do to make up for it.
Can you at least invite me to these charity events and all these open houses things that you're doing in your life? Because that's what I miss. I miss being a part of your team.
Yeah, I put those same notes at the end of the episode when they talk about it again.
I'm just irritated. I'm over it.
I'm like, why can't... And I don't know if Joe is the kind of person who would allow his pride to go to therapy. I don't know. But I really, someone needs to be able to get them down to the details of what is specifically wrong and what specifically can we do to fix it.
Yeah, because Joe just says, you're not spending enough time with me. And she's like, I am spending enough time with you. Look at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's not the issue.
Yeah, they're not hearing each other clearly. And again, they're not communicating clearly. Then Jennifer and Bill have a lovely anniversary dinner, 18 years.
Their youngest daughter, I think, Olivia, is the one that curated this.
Yeah, she planned it in her heels.
For like 3 months. Girl, she had her lipstick on. She was on that phone calling the caterer. She's like, I want this, this, and this.
Well, clearly she didn't call those caterers. That was an adult.
No, she didn't. Yeah, that food that came out, she's all, And she like dissected it piece by piece.
Well, all of the
She's
kids
like,
did, except for the older son, who we almost never see. But he was into the food. But the other kids were like, "This is disgusting."
And he's like, "I'll give you $100 if you eat it." I'm like, "Where are you getting $100?"
I mean, they got it.
I mean, that house, holy crap.
But Olivia has like kind of maybe seen what's been going on with the grandparents.
That's what.
And so she thinks that if they have a romantic dinner, then their marriage is fine.
Doesn't take a lot, baby.
I mean, that's logical.
But how sweet was it for Jennifer to say, well, if we have a romantic dinner, how about if we have it with you guys?
Because if it wasn't for him, I would never have you guys.
I thought that was really super sweet.
I really love Jennifer this season. I like her a lot.
I think I am going to love her until the reunion. I'm afraid that I'm going to see some of the old Jennifer.
She's going to stick her foot in her mouth.
Or just be mean.
I don't know. I feel for her and her family life, but I also really value her family life.
Yes, and where was the dad? Did they just lock him in a room during dinner?
Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Or put a child gate up or something like that? Dad'll never be able to climb over that. Stay in there and eat your Alpo, Dad.
Your Alpo? Gross.
So Jennifer and Bill explained. I'm sorry, I just cracked myself.
That was gross.
I know. I didn't really have the visual until you said that.
And it's funny that you chose like Alpo.
That's the only dog food I can think
like
of.
Pedigree or
That
something.
was the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know.
Are you drunk? Yeah, I'm drunk.
So again, Jennifer and Bill explained.
Remind me to never get old around you, because you're just gonna put me in a room. Thank God you're older than me.
I know, you've already
now
told me
I'm
what
gonna
you're
do
doing.
this to you.
Yes, you already told me what you're going to do to me. My future does not look that bright.
Oh my gosh, our 1-year marriage is coming up in October.
I know, right around the corner. So again, Bill and Jennifer explain how their kind of arranged marriage works, and where the actual soon-to-be husband doesn't propose to the soon-to-be wife, that someone proposes on their behalf. What a way to make up for it, Bill Aiden.
But what a cute love story. He was a med student. He didn't have enough money to even buy a ring, so he bought her a cross. Jennifer wasn't with him for the money. She was seeing him before he even had anything. He couldn't even afford a ring. But that boulder that he got her,
Holy
that's going to give her back problems.
Right, that was one giant yellow diamond. It's one of the largest diamonds I've ever seen.
9 carats?
Yes, that's
that costs more than our condo and both of our cars put together.
I mean, I wouldn't even begin to know how much a 9-carat ring costs.
I mean, and there's little diamonds around it.
It's just insane.
But good job, Jennifer. You good for you. You know, you've got a good life going on. You got kids, you got a great husband, he's handsome, and
they really, whether they were arranged and didn't even know each other the day before, I believe they've certainly fallen in love.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think Bill's easy to fall in love with. I haven't seen a bad side. I haven't seen a bad side of him.
Well, his first season, he was very much a Turkish husband. Not very much, somewhat a Turkish husband.
Okay.
A stereotype of, being, he came across that way.
Yeah.
He kind of got some flack his first season about seeming very like it's my way or the highway type situation.
Machismo.
But boy, was the audience wrong.
Yeah, because Bill is very for
maybe
women's
he learned
rights.
from it.
And yeah, maybe he learned from it. You know,
either way,
he grew.
He's a stand-up guy, either way.
Yeah. I love, and the curly fries for the kids on the second meal.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm craving some curly. I saw some seasoned fries in the freezer earlier. I was like, Anyway, Dolores is remodeling another home, her own home.
Yeah.
She's building a playground for the dogs.
Awesome.
She's like telling the kid, like the dog, like you get your own room.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, sometimes people build like cat condos and stuff.
Like enclosures outside. Yeah, I think that's really fun.
Dolores is in charge of her own happiness.
I wouldn't want to live with a man for nothing.
Yeah, but Frank makes sure to tell all the workers before he walks into the house that he's in charge, not Dolores. But all those workers are like,
Yeah, we know better. We know better.
Sure. But I love how they bicker back and forth, Dolores and Frank.
It's cute.
Because she doesn't have to say a word. She just stares at him. He's like, don't give me that look. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
No. That's not happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've been best friends longer probably than they were ever married.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love to watch them.
It's so cute.
But Dolores is not going to live a life where her happiness happiness revolves around a man. She's not going. She's sure as heck not going to be vulnerable to a man. But I'm, I thought we squashed all of this at the Orchard.
No.
But you know what? Going. She didn't squash it with Melissa yet because Melissa wasn't at the Orchard.
That's true.
So it's still going. And to be honest with you, the storylines this season have tired me because they've either gone too long or they maybe been a little bit insignificant. And sometimes, not Dolores in particular, but this is another situation. Like I hope
some of it's been dragged out a little bit too long.
I will say that the end of this season has slowed down quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
slowed down quite a bit. We started off with such an explosion, and now the end of this season, I'm a little tired. I'm not going to lie. They wrapped it up at the perfect time. They wrapped it up at the perfect time.
I agree with that. I love what Frank says about Joe because, Dolores is talking about what everybody said and how Joe said that she was broken. And Frank's like, why don't you listen to what Joe says? Joe's broken and he stopped growing after 5'2".
Right.
God, he just can't help it. Just beat each other's balls.
But you know what? Actually, bringing it back to Tiffany Moon kind of gave me a revelation recently about David.
Okay.
When she was on the reunion, I guess Andy asked her how it affected her reputation at work.
As a doctor.
And it has negatively impacted her reputation. I'm certain that has to be what David's situation is. Maybe he wants to be respected as a doctor or surgeon or whatever it is specifically that he does, and doesn't want a TV show to ruin that reputation, to ruin his chances. I mean, that makes perfect
a lot of sense.
I mean, if he's doing open heart surgery on newborns, then clearly he's a serious
doctor.
Yes.
And he likes his work.
Yeah, so I think that makes sense.
I think that's great. I think that's great.
And I ain't mad at it.
Are we going to Teresa's house?
Yes, I was surprised to see that she actually was trying to make apple pies with those apples. I thought she was just saying that to say it.
Yeah, no, she's legit going to do it. But
she got those Matashes.
Do you guys have McToshin? This is the first Macintosh?
She got those Matashes, but she learned not to put the Matashes in the apple pie.
But she loaded that apple pie with so many apples. It's like overflow. I don't know if that's how many. I don't know. I've had pretty level.
I think they cook down. I think you do fill them a bit and they cook down. Don't quote me on that. The
best apple pie I've ever had was years ago here in Utah. My ex's brother's wife made it, but she made it with a strudel crust. Whew, man, that's some good apple pie right there.
Some of that. I take back what I said about Gia's nose. I actually do prefer her new nose.
Okay, talking about their noses. Why do all the kids sound like they can't breathe through their noses?
Well, I mean, Teresa talks like that.
Well, thanks, Mom. I really like that, what you say about him. I just want you to be happy, Bob. That's what it all sounds like.
I mean, Teresa talks straight up out of her nose. I'm sure that's just the way it is. Teresa is mad at Joe Giudice for talking to Wendy Williams about being in a relationship, because if he's talking about it, then it's news about Teresa. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't want to be in the news.
Yeah, she wants everybody to hide this.
Yeah, leave me alone. Stuff. But Joe probably just wanted a paycheck.
Oh yeah,
he just got a paycheck.
He doesn't have this huge empire anymore. Of course, he's selling sex toys now. Come on, people.
Yeah. The daughters are more mature than the parents, and I think Teresa even realizes that.
Yeah.
I was very saddened by Melania at the beginning of the season, but now I'm seeing like the spark that she always had, and she's just being a teenager, but I really like who she's being. Mm-hmm. They've grown great daughters.
4 daughters.
But how does someone with multiple best-selling cookbooks not know what dot with the butter means? I mean, Teresa has, I know of at least 2, maybe 3 best-selling cookbooks. Well, I know they're not like baking books.
Like Betty Crocker books.
But she doesn't know what dot with the butter means, and I
don't know what dot with the butter means.
It's when you put little pieces of butter all over it. That's all.
Oh.
That's all it is. I was like, what? So finally, everyone's getting ready for the exciting birthday bash.
I love that Frank Of course, he's going to be the gay, tiger-owning meth addict, Joe Exotic, from the Tiger King documentary now on Netflix.
Frank and Tanny to the rescue.
Well, I mean, Frank is a husband. We've established this season.
I'm like a gay guy to you.
We do know that he has been arrested for cocaine at some point.
He's kissed male butts before.
And so, I mean, it's not too far off.
It's not that far. I mean, geez.
I bet you Frank probably wouldn't appreciate
No.
Frank,
I love it that you're comfortable with yourself to be a gay tiger-owning meth addict for Halloween.
Deep down inside, we're all a bunch of pussies.
But man, think about when Tiger King came out. That was gold.
It was the only light that we saw in the time because quarantine had just happened.
Yeah.
There was a pandemic. Everyone was freaked out. But thank God there was this new documentary about the Tiger King.
That took us out of our reality.
It was gold.
Even though it was reality, it took us out of our reality.
It was just gold.
Seriously.
Oh, man. Tiger blood.
So Jackie and Evan are getting dressed as Sonny and Cher.
And he looks terrifying with that wig.
He looks awful.
He looks...
Ooh, but we saw, remember this week on Instagram, that picture that Jackie posted of Evan and the boys and how great Evan's body is?
Yeah, he is so fit.
He's so modest because he's got a smoking body.
Yeah, he looks great.
Jackie tells Evan that he can pretend that Jackie's his mistress from the show. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny. It makes me cringe a little bit.
Yes.
Because Jackie
just because it was such a big deal to Jackie.
Yeah,
if it wasn't such a big deal, Jackie, it would have been funny to make fun of.
And also, I feel like there's still a little bit of pain behind the joke. You know what I'm saying?
Joe and Melissa are getting ready, of course, and Joe has to make sure that his costume character is also going to bring Melissa home and bang her.
Absolutely.
That's all he cares about. As long as his character is going to end up banging her later, that's all he cares. He doesn't care if he's an ogre, a Grinch. He doesn't care what he is.
Well, to be honest with you, Melissa did not put any thought into his costume. She wanted to be a mermaid.
And she's like, here, put this like silver stuff on.
Yeah.
You're going to be an army man.
Yeah. She's like, you're a merman. Mermen are hot.
You look great, honey.
I was like, no, you want to be a mermaid.
She's got this like custom high-waisted fishtail on.
Her body is so beautiful too.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
But you missed Jennifer Aiden dressing up almost like Madonna from the Blind Ambition tour.
Oh yeah,
now,
I forgot. I didn't write that down because I knew you were going to take.
You might not know that costume, but it was a spot on. I understand why maybe everyone in the world wouldn't have known who she was, but that was a pretty iconic costume from the Blind Ambition tour. She would have had that high pony in, then Jennifer Aiden would have really won the night for me. But I really love the J-Lo outfit that she chose instead.
Yes.
But did you notice, like, when they do the overview of their home, how freaking massive that home is?
It's enormous. That pool with the huge slide.
It's overwhelming.
It's huge.
No wonder she loses kids in there.
Yeah.
Margaret has a great Morticia Addams dress, and Joe's going as Gomez.
It's such a cute couple's costume. I love it so much.
I think he should keep the goatee off and just go with the mustache for now on.
Yeah. 100%. I thought it was such a good look for him. But I loved that she even like had scissors and the roses the entire night and just slowly cut off the heads of the roses. Slowly throughout the whole night. I loved it. Stay in character, girl.
Yes. Margaret will commit.
Yes.
Margaret will commit. But first of all, they got the house done and it looks great.
It looks amazing.
But she's worried about the whole Joe Gorga coming up. It's kind of funny because everyone is mostly upset about the Joe Gorga thing. When Dolores is like, listen, I know Joe Gorga's an idiot. I'm more upset about what my girlfriends were doing. But the girlfriends are all like, no, what about what Joe Gorga said?
Yes.
And then cut to Melissa and Joe having to have a conversation about, let's not get into an argument tonight.
Yeah, just don't talk. And then it starts up another little fight, little argument. Because he's like, I'm not the one starting anything. You are. And it's just like, you guys, come on.
It makes me very
before
sad.
we get to this haunted house and start this Halloween party, maybe we should take a quick little break and have a party ourselves.
Do you think we should?
I think we should.
Come on. Get out of the hot closet.
Get out of the hot closet. Oh man, I gotta start thinking of the Halloween costumes we're gonna do this year because there's actually going to be a Halloween. I'll think of something amazing. I'll give you whatever's left over. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
I need a cocktail pronto.
We'd love to give a shout out to our sponsor, Anchor Podcasts.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more.
You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place.
Anchor is where we started with our podcast, and it's been really great for us, and that's how you're able to hear us on all the different streaming platforms.
We love it. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God, hi.
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 I'm Melissa.
Welcome back.
We are getting ready to enter this Halloween
House
party.
of Horrors. Margaret and Joe finally get to see each other after getting completely ready, and they don't actually kiss on the lips. Did you catch that? he's like, I've messed up her makeup before.
Yes.
And I will never do it
And he's
again.
like, and now I have makeup on my face, so I can't get that on her.
If you're growing, you grow together.
That food spread.
Yeah, I mentioned it twice that this food spread is...
I went to lay on that table and just roll around the food and eat it. It looks so good.
You do that at home. You can't do that at other people's houses.
That's how bears eat.
I know, but you can't. It gets your hair and everything gets smushed.
You humans and your rules.
I know. Fork and spoon. We watched the Beauty and the Beast just for this reason.
Marge Sr. looks great as Marilyn. I have a feeling she's probably dressed as Marilyn before, though.
Probably.
Somebody went dressed as the coronavirus. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but did you see the twins from The Shining in the background that kept walking around together?
I thought it was kind of cool that they just had random Halloween characters walking around the party.
It was perfect.
Like rented, I guess, or
I thought they were part of the...
I assumed they were. I assume they were hired as part of like the atmosphere.
Well, I definitely know that the Where's Waldo guy was the coat check, which I thought was genius. Because you're like, where's the coat check? You got to find Waldo. You got to find Waldo. That's where the coat check is.
Love that.
And then I need to get my coat. Where's Waldo?
You know, all of the people who came as couples dressed as couple costumes, except for Jennifer and Bill Aden. I was like, I don't think that J-Lo ever dated Prince. I don't know.
I didn't know the connect there. I was going to ask you.
I don't think there is one.
I don't know. I don't remember J-Lo ever doing anything.
If she would have worn the Madonna outfit and then Prince, they could have been both like 80s icons and that would have made sense.
Okay.
But no, I don't think there's any connection between J-Lo and Prince.
Bill was so funny as Prince. He was so drunk and he just kept saying, "Purple rain, make it rain."
Look at that booty, girl.
Dolores, is she someone who has a lot of surgeries? Is she someone who's been in an accident? I think it's someone has a lot of surgery.
I think it's somebody that has had a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, I think she's commenting on her own plastic surgery.
Yeah.
She's an addict. Dolores has become a plastic surgery addict.
She really has, because she's getting everything done.
Yeah, I mean...
That's her next life, is just getting stuff done after the show.
In the end credits, they talk about how she got a thigh lift.
I didn't know that was...
I
mean, you can get everything
idea.
lifted nowadays.
And we find out on
Can you get your attitude or your, like...
An attitude lift? That would be nice. We find out on the reunion, I think, that she got a new vagina.
Dude, it looks like you're filleted.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that.
It took your breath away, didn't it? But I'm just like, if she's been in an accident, somebody needs to pop a 911. You like that?
Oh, God.
Little Lady Gaga. We're throwing in all the icons today. All of them.
So amazing.
Here we go back to the poll.
Oh, but by the way, I don't see Jennifer throughout this entire thing unless she's at the bar ordering a new drink.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole scene, like this whole last scene, she's only being filmed getting another drink.
I just want to let loose tonight.
Here's the deal about Jennifer. She doesn't drink all that often. So when she does, she's drinking straight liquor for one thing.
And she's drinking too fast.
But here's my suggestion, Jennifer Aden. If you're listening, Drink more
you
often.
know Jennifer Aydin's listening to the Real Housebears.
Yes, absolutely. Drink more often. Drink more often, then your tolerance will be better. And then you won't be falling down drunk at parties.
You're an alcoholic and you need help.
Here, Jennifer Aydin, I have a better advice for you. Drink a glass of water in between each one of your drinks. It'll take time away from you drinking alcohol, plus it'll hydrate you. Instead of just filling yourself with alcohol 24/7, like my bear is suggesting, probably not the best idea.
I like my recommendation better, Jennifer. So
become an alcoholic!
Whichever you like better, I guess. Either way, you're getting messy at the parties and it's upsetting Margaret to no end.
Margaret can't handle it.
Margaret's like, I'm back in my mother's womb again. She's like drinking and falling off of balconies. I don't know.
The men are all in the corner chanting, chug, 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 chug. They're all still in the frat house.
But, I see a lot of people, drinking, like, seriously, because they don't want the calories. They just drink the straight-up liquor with a squeeze of lime. Like, Jennifer, she's not the only one doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you do that without passing out.
I can't do that.
As you know, I'm not a sipper.
And you know me, I gotta have some ginger ale in my drink to calm down my belly.
Right. When Dolores says they're like, what's Teresa coming as? And she says, she's going to be a sweet MRFer. Everyone immediately
said pineapple.
Yeah, I would too.
I would have died if she came as a pineapple.
Why didn't she come as a pineapple?
Instead, she just came as a very sweet, tasty treat instead.
Which was adorable.
It was so cute.
It was a really...
And again, freaking love her tagline.
I say, starting over, never tasted so good.
It all makes so much sense now, and I just love it. Good job, Teresa. You really killed it this season.
Listen, now that we have covered this show and I've had to really dissect it, unlike I have in the previous 12, or how many, this season 11, I think, so the previous 10 seasons, I never really quite understood the brilliance of Teresa Giudice.
She makes amazing TV, and she knows how to make her image on TV.
I've always been a fan, but there have been times where I've been anti-Teresa because just of her bad attitude, regardless of, she's been through some stuff.
Yes.
But this season, when I, again, just really, not that I haven't been dissecting them for years, but with a new with a new look, I just really respect her more than I ever have before. I'm obsessed.
When she's happy, she's an amazing woman.
Yeah.
She's
and
really
but this
amazing.
whole cast, I will say, this cast is very important because I think they have a record of being like the same cast for the same consecutive seasons.
For the longest seasons. Okay.
I think that is, I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure about that. But just recently, Jackie on The Daily Dish was like, I love this cast, but I'm ready for some new blood. I'm ready for some new blood. And I betcha Michelle, next
season, be the next one.
If she's not a full cast member, she'll be more of a friend of than she was this. She'll be like a Marlo type of friend of.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Marlo is practically a cast member.
I mean, I don't know why they don't just give it to her, but
I'm
guess
curious about that. I think it's because Marlo has too much to hide. That's but Jennifer Aydin, of course, is getting more wasted. Dolores is trying to get her to like eat and sober up. Dolores is trying to say, I'm not judging you, but Dolores is visually aggravated.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's been sitting by herself on that chair, that green chair that I am terrified is going to get makeup and body paint all over it. Absolutely. But yeah, she's kind of like the mother hen of the group right now, and she just doesn't want to party. She doesn't want to be associated with the children.
Well, and I think everyone's kind of getting over Jennifer getting too wasted at a party.
I'm not. I love it. I'm not. I'm so in on it.
I'm ready to drink with her. Are you kidding?
Love it. And she explained it perfect. She's like, listen, I'm with my kids all day. My parents are fighting. I've got a hectic life. When I'm with all my friends, I want to let loose. I want to get trashed.
But does that pig in the blanket deserve what it got?
It did not deserve what it got.
That pig in the blanket looked so good. I mean, normally pigs in the blanket are those little like cocktail weenies, but that was like a full-on sausage wrapped in a I want it.
You like a sausage every now and again.
I want it, and I want it now. Actually, you know what we're having for dinner? Pigs in a blanket.
Well, Jennifer retreats from that fallen pig in the blanket and joins Dolores on the green couch.
the green couch. Margaret, these women do not know how to give a speech. Margaret gives up to give a speech. It's like 8 hours long. It's not as uncomfortable as Jackie's speech at Evan's birthday, but it's still just not. I'm just like, shut up, Margaret. We get it. Margaret talked about herself through that whole speech and how Joe puts up with it. Mm-hmm. I do this, 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 and you put up with it, Joe. You're the best.
You are the best, Joe.
But let's talk about what I do.
I have a new book coming out.
Was it a speech for Joe Gorga to hear? Do you think at all that it was? Do you think it was Margaret kind of maybe subconsciously saying, men need to hear this. Joe Gorga might need to hear this.
I don't know, but
I mean, it was genuine. Don't get me wrong. It was genuine. But do you think there was a little bit of there are some men, Joe Gorga, here who need to understand what a good partner is.
Yeah, and Joe, the entire time the speech is happening, is just going over that she called him a chauvinistic guy.
Joe is already wound up.
So he's already pissed off.
Joe feels under attack right now because Melissa wasn't having his back. Margaret is upset with Dolores is the one who's least upset with him.
Yeah.
And now, but then again, Dolores needs to maybe not give Joe Gorga the pass. But again, I'm surprised, like in every city, people have such a hard time communicating exactly how they feel. It's so wild to me that we have how many cities have Housewives?
Well, most of the time they're always explaining their feelings when they're trashed.
True.
So like that,
True.
They're never
That's
really
valid.
like having sane conversations with each other, and also the producers are kind of coaching this to be pushed forward.
And talking business is different than talking feelings.
Yeah.
And that's what these people clearly excel at, is talking business. So I guess that makes sense. Thanks for talking me through that. Mm-hmm. No, I can see it. But Bethany Frankel, she doesn't miss her words.
No, Bethany Frankel is sharp. Whoo, man, I'm nervous around her.
And you've never even met her.
I've never met her. I'm still nervous.
As soon as she gets on the TV.
I'm like, I get nervous.
So Joe does think that this was a speech for him to hear nonetheless, and so he approaches her. And, I think the conversation could have gone better if Margaret didn't bring in his relationship with Melissa. Mm-hmm. If she would have just kept it about Dolores and what he had said to Dolores that night, I think the conversation could have ended much more differently than if she said, well, just like you and Melissa. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, no.
Well, you can't tell Joe that he's holding her back because he knows that he hasn't held her back because he's let her do all of these things. And it's honestly, everyone is too focused on what the words have been saying instead of the root of the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Joe and Melissa are both right.
They're both right.
I think they're both right.
They're just not communicating right.
I mean, you do. When you are in a relationship, you do have to compromise and occasionally sacrifice.
But it was as simple as what Joe said in his confessional. He said, she used to bring me to all of these openings. Now she doesn't want me there anymore. She wants to do it by herself. That's what he needs to say to her. He's like, listen, this is the reason why I feel it, because I used to go do these things with you.
I hope that watching the season back, we find out at the reunion that they figured it all out.
I'm nervous about the reunion because towards the end of it, Andy Cohen says he's got some bad news about somebody, and he says it's kind of over at their direction. So I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited.
So Melissa comes and interrupts Joe and Margaret for a minute and then goes over to the ladies.
She's in defense mode.
Yeah, she's like, first of all, I need you guys to quit talking about this because it's just fueling the fire that's already burning pretty hot right
that's
now.
going on. I'm already dealing with it.
And then as my friend, whether it's true or not, just don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. Whether Joe is a chauvinist, I don't really care right now. I want you to quit talking about it because it's really affecting how much worse it is at home.
And again, it goes kind of back to Dolores' issue and stuff. And she makes an analogy.
There's 2 rules in this friend group. Never use analogies because no one in this group understands it.
An analogy?
Oh, no.
About what if they're taking a poll to see if Melissa and Joe's relationship is going to last.
But you know what? I support it. When Dolores said that back at the orchard, even during our podcast, I said, that's what Dolores needs to tell these ladies. Mm-hmm. And she did, but it didn't go over as well as I thought it would.
It didn't go over as well.
But I think it's because there's too many people jumping in and too many people standing around and too many people entering. And I think they just couldn't have, it wasn't an environment that was, as most scenes on The Housewives, was just not conducive to a good conversation.
But I kind of agree with Joe in a very slight manner, not the way he said it about Dolores, but about how Dolores is kind of not broken, but she's jaded.
She's guarded.
She's very guarded because of what men have done to her, that she thinks that it's a pattern that she sees in all men.
Calling someone guarded
which isn't okay either. Like, it's not okay to think that all men are like that either. But I feel that Dolores is very guarded.
Absolutely.
She has been hurt, and she sees all these other people in the relationships that were kind of similar to hers. Yeah. So she automatically associates that with her bad experience.
Well, I mean,
which isn't necessarily every woman's experience.
We've said 100 times she refused. I just said earlier this episode that she refuses to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. But calling someone guarded is way different than calling them broken.
Yeah, that's what I don't agree with Joe. But what Joe was, I think, trying to say is like, listen, she's doesn't trust men as much as she did before, and it's because of what Frank did to her.
That's what he's trying to say.
But he said it's so bad.
Yeah. Cool. Well, and how drunk were they?
And I think this is another thing, the reason why the ladies are so interested in her relationship, because they don't want to see that guarded, defense up all the time Dolores anymore. Yeah. They want to see what, like what Teresa's going through right now. Open and laughing and fun and just completely bringing out the best parts of her.
What the women are just as guilty then as the men, because Dolores is happy.
She is happy in her own way, and she doesn't need a man to make her happy.
I don't need no man.
No. But she's got a great life. Yes. She's got a best friend that is also the husband to her kids. I mean, to the father to her kids. And she's got a great man that she doesn't have to put extra effort into. It's easy.
And she gets to go out and be social to all these celebrity
events. She's not
events
held down.
And not worry about how her man is reacting to all
Yeah, she's looking at all these other people that are having feuds within the relationships. And she's like, look, I'm not having fights with any of the people in my life. I don't have to answer
to nobody.
So quit talking about my life, because my life is better. How about that?
If I didn't love so much, I would be the exact way.
How about that?
You know how you've seen me that way. You've seen me single before. I'm like, I ain't answering to nobody.
Slut. That's what you are, single slut.
What makes me nervous, changing the subject, what makes me nervous about Melissa and Joe Gorga is, he's fiery, she's fiery. I'm nervous about the arguments that happen off camera.
And that's also what Dolores is kind of saying when they walk away. She's like, she had to get out of here fast because that's going to be a long ride home. Did you hear her say that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And it's...
So... The night is ruined.
Yeah, the night's ruined. Halloween's over.
The night is ruined for Melissa and Joe. The night's not ruined for anybody else.
Margaret is making sure she's going to get some food at her own GD party.
But I've been in a relationship before where the night was ruined because of our personal crap.
You quit talking about Halloween 2009. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Now, that one's funny because it's true. But no, I'm talking about a past relationship that made me very unhappy, that we had to leave things early because of our own personal drama. And that's embarrassing, and it's no way to have fun.
Don't you talk about me.
I'm not talking.
I'm just joking. We're going to end this podcast early because we got stuff to talk about now.
Oh, great.
You're in trouble.
It stresses me out when men have a conversation.
So the wrap-ups where they put the cute little, like, what are they up to now type of things. A lot of them were kind of cute.
Except for Melissa's. It was a bit nasty.
I mean,
on the producer's part or editor's part, or even if she said that, it was still nasty because the very last part was still the hardest thing in her life is her marriage with Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not nice to say.
I didn't like ending the, we were worried about ending episodes with Joe and Melissa fighting. I sure didn't want to end the season like that. Mm-mm. That's awful. I hate it.
Well, now we got the reunion to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's going to be a two-parter? Two-part reunion?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. But we got to finish off, though, First of all, I was surprised that this was an episode not named after Teresa like all the other episodes, but they make up for it by ending the whole season with Teresa calling Louis.
Yes, which was so sweet.
It was super sweet, but
And he didn't want to say that. He's like, I'm going to marry this woman. He's like, no, I'm going to be this woman till the end.
They could have really made this season just as special about Teresa.
And that's new me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the pineapple splooges everywhere.
Oh, no, you're not. You're not allowed to say that.
You're not allowed to say that.
Gross. Pineapple splooges? Gross.
My uterus hurt.
Well, what a way to wrap up the season for us. This season is wrapped up with pineapple splooges. Reunion. Okay, but back to the reunion. I just want to say that New Jersey, one of the most popular, viewed parts of the Bravo universe, has a 2-part reunion. Dallas, been out for 5 seasons, has a 2-part reunion. Salt Lake City, their first season, they got a 3-part reunion.
Imagine what their season 2 is going to be like with this whole Jen Shaw scandal.
I read online that they just wrapped up the finale party.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe we should, we should probably talk about the future of what happens now. It's the finale of New Jersey.
Yeah, we have 2 more episodes of New Jersey, which is going to be the reunions.
Yes.
But for our next season of The Real Housebears podcast.
I'm sure you've probably already figured it out, right?
I haven't. What are we doing next?
Well, we are going to cover The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What? BH? What? BH in the house?
Really? And
Lisa Vanderpump said happy birthday to me on Twitter.
Yeah, so they're probably best friends, even though she's not on the show anymore. Even though, I really did enjoy that Overserved show. I thought that was cute.
It was cute, yeah.
So we are going to be covering The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season premiere next week. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. This summer, Hunter in particularly, as you may know, he has his real career is in modeling and entertainment. So his summer schedule on the weekends in particular is pretty much booked. Now that the country is opening back up, luckily for him and for us, Hunter has been booked all over the country this summer.
So far.
So since we normally do record on the weekends, we are not going to be having episodes every week.
We're going to try if we can. If our schedule is open, we're going to keep doing the week-to-week episode. But we might have to skip a week and do the 2-part episodes in 1 week.
Yeah, we will be bi-weekly probably more often than not.
Which I'm very sorry for, because we know how much you guys love listening to our sweet voices.
And to even dig the knife in further, we won't have an episode next week when the show premieres. Because I will be in Tennessee. My mother's husband passed away from COVID last year, and she is just now this year getting able to have his celebration of life or his memorial service. So I will be in Tennessee. So we will actually not have an episode when Beverly Hills premieres, which I'm kind of freaked out about. But we'll figure it out.
And the weekend after that, I'm going to be gone.
So we'll record it in the middle of the week.
We'll record in the middle of the week. We'll have to,
we'll make it. Listen, we're not going to leave you guys hanging.
Nope.
But, help us get listeners.
Yeah.
So that we can, again, we don't make any money off of this. So just being able to have an audience to listen to what we have to say is our reward.
Yes.
So help us get an audience. But also go see Hunter if you are either a bear or a member of the LGBTQ plus community, or just an ally of the community. Go see Hunter at some of these events this summer. Where are you going to be?
Well, I'm so glad you asked me that, Bear. I'm actually going to be in Dallas, Texas. Hello, Dallas peeps. I love y'all. May 28th through the 29th, I'm going to be dancing for Ram. It's going to be a 2-night special. So I hope to see you guys out there. And then I'm off to Phoenix, Arizona. What? Very hot desert. I've been there before as a child. Very, very hot. Not a big fan of it, but I'm very excited to see all my Phoenix
Not a
peeps.
fan of the heat. Yes.
Just the desert heat, yes. But I am excited about my Phoenix peeps. What? I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, June 13th at Cobalt. It's going to be a big birthday bash. Not my birthday, but someone there's special birthday. And then I'm going to be in Akron, Ohio. What? Nobody's giving me like the like,
that's your sound effect. That's your sound effect.
You're supposed to be my hype man in the back. You're like, what? Okay, Akron, Ohio. I'm going to be at Interbelt July 3rd.
Woo!
Thank you. It's going to be like the red, white, and blue. We're going to celebrate 4th of July a little bit early. And then Oklahoma City. You're doing so good. I love it. Akron, Ohio. Akron.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. I'm going to be there July 8th through the 10th at Paradise.
And I'm going to be there too.
And Bear is going to be there at Paradise
and my friend Tyler's going to be there too. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. And then Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What? Woo! Gonna be there September 3rd through the 6th for Bear Week. And I am... Like even yesterday, I'm booking more and more gigs, and once they're super finale, I'm going to announce it to everybody and let everybody know where they can find me throughout the rest of this year. Come and see me sometime.
In the meantime, check us out on our social media. On Facebook and Instagram, we are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
We are also on YouTube, The Real Housebears, and you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. You're probably listening to us on one of them right now. So if you are on Apple Podcasts after this, please give us a 5-star rating, and please give us a sweet little review to let us know how much you love us. And if anywhere you can like review or give us a rating, please give us the highest standard of ratings.
We want you to spend all of your time telling everyone how much you love us.
Every day you go out and find one person to make them fall in love with us, and then tell them they have to go do it to another person, and it's just going to spread like a virus.
We want you all to quit your jobs and go spread the gospel of the Housebears.
And can we please get some like super fan roadies that like just come and park in our like outside parking lot
and occasionally clean our apartment? All right, guys. Thank you all, sir. Thank you all, folks, for listening. I hope you have a really great week. We'll be back, and maybe some miracle will happen, and we'll have an episode
you guys? We're really
week.
Trying here. We love you all. So we will see you maybe next week or the week after that. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, try it now.
Test.
You
Testing.
might need to get in a little closer.
Do you want me to get in closer like this?
Now talk normal so we can see if it actually works.
Hello. It's me, Hunter.